Hi folks, Bob here. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina right now, here for a couple of days, and I go up to Charlotte speaking there. I want to talk to you a little bit about change. One of the hardest things for people to do is to change some of their habits. They get stuck, they get caught in doing the same thing over and over and over again. And instead of embracing change and implementing change ourselves, we try to buck it. We try to push it away. We don't like change. I've got to tell you, in order to succeed in this life, you must change. You must bring it on yourself. Why? Because life is changing. Technology is changing. We're changing. We do so many things out of habit and we get stuck there. We aren't even in control of our own life anymore. We get into the habit of doing stuff. And don't tell me you're in control of your life. You don't even get up on your own in the morning. Who tells you to get up? Your boss tells you to get up so that you can go to work, because he tells you what time to go to work. They tell you what to do at work. They tell you what time you're supposed to go home. And when you get home, we allow other circumstances to dictate what we do as well. You've got to become so accustomed to change that you're the one who's implementing it in your life. Otherwise, you will begin to live your life with regrets. Let's take our weight, for example. You hear me talk a lot about that because some of the biggest problems that people have is their health, their wealth, and their relationships. And all three areas can be abundantly improved if people embrace change and apply it. So let's take our health, for example. Our health. Do you run? Do you get out and exercise? Are you spending time on the couch with that remote control or the clicker there at the computer? Hello. All right. Why don't you get away from that, change what you do in the evenings, and go for a walk instead? What about your meals? We eat out of habit as well. Sometimes we eat at noon. Why? Because it's lunch, whether I'm hungry or not. We've got accustomed to eating at a certain time. We don't check to see if we're hungry for food. We'll just eat anyway. And then when we do eat, we eat the same portions, the same size portions we did when we were younger. Even though our bodies are slowing down, we're a little bit older, we'll put the same amount of mashed potatoes, the same amount of vegetables, the same piece of meat on the plate as we did when we were 17 and 18. We've slowed down, our metabolism slowed down. No wonder you're going to gain weight. Get a smaller plate, take smaller portions, change the way you eat. My wife and I very often will go out to eat. We will buy one meal and cut it in half. And 15 minutes after we're done eating, we've had enough. Not only do we not gain the extra calories and the extra weight from it, we also save a little bit of money by splitting one meal between two people. So there's a double bonus there. If you don't like your external appearance, do something about it. Change. It's not going to just happen for you. All right? How about your finances? Do you want to become wealthier? Would you like to make more money? Well, what are you going to do about it? You're going to keep playing the lottery? You're going to keep waiting for Ed McMahon to show up at your doorstep, ring the bell, and say you won? Come on, you know that's not going to happen. It's so rare. But so many people want that quick fix. If you want to increase your financial status, get out and do something about it. This is what bothers me even at my seminars. People say, yes, I want to be the best of the best. I want to make more money. I want to be able to retire sooner. Well, what are you doing about it? Are you willing to invest in yourself and go gain some knowledge? Get some resource to listen to, some books to read, go back to school? Oh, I don't want to do any of that if the boss is not going to pay for it. Then stop your whining. If you don't like where you're at, do something about it, because whining and complaining doesn't help. It just makes people want to stay away from you. If you want to increase your finances, go become more valuable. Learn something. You're paid what you're worth. If you're underpaid where you're at, quit your job and go get a job somewhere else where you can be paid what you're worth. But most people are paid. You want to make more money? Become more valuable. Learn another skill. Develop it. You can make additional income. Just think outside the box a little bit. There's people making millions of dollars a year selling stuff on eBay part-time. But you would rather stay at home and watch the latest episode of American Idol than go out and learn how to do something different. Admit it. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But if you're not and you want more, you've got to change. Same thing with your health, your finances. How about your relationships? Let's touch up base on that. Do you want to be closer with your spouse? Well, let me tell you, what got you there is not going to keep you there. You may have scored and got a hold of them to keep them in your life right now, but they're changing too, and so are you. And why is it that suddenly, when we've got somebody in our lives, we can suddenly feel we can start taking advantage of them, taking them for granted, not spending much time with them, doing all the complaining and yelling with them as well? No. If you want a better relationship, think about how you act towards that person you want that relationship to be tighter with. How about your children? Are you spending more time with them or less time with them as they age? If they're getting into their teenage years, I'm telling you, you better be spending as much time as you possibly can with them. Don't take it for granted, because somebody's going to be spending time with them. Somebody's going to be the role model sewing into their mind. If it's not you, you better make sure you know who it is. Anyway, that's my tips for today. Change is inevitable. Change is coming. Change is good, unless you're on the wrong side of it. But if you implement it yourself, your life will change for the better. So take control of your life. Go get everything you want out of it, but start with the person in the mirror. All right? God bless you. Have a fantastic week.